Number 2 today features Kenny Palmer taking on John Supinski. John is our 9th seeded bowler in a 13-man field, and Kenny Palmer with his 151-145 win over Donnie Dove sets out to better last year's streak by 1. That's what he'd have to do to win the championship. He'd have to win 9.
Well, the way he did it last year, Mike, he could have gone on forever, it looked like. He had to reach back and get it. He reached back, and it was there. Here you see a tough start as he went. Oh, very close.
Yeah, very close is right.
Early in the game, he took, I would bet you a little later on, he may have shot the 7 and tried to get it off the wall or out of the corner like this. Every once in a while, you just get a feeling when you leave a split like that that you can tilt it. And he gave it a good try. John Supinski, first year, Mike.
Yep, out of Silver Spring, Maryland. Done very well for himself on the tour. Averages, he's got an average of 151, high game 236, high series 560. Service manager, and he's been bowling Duckpins a few years. Despite his young age, he's got 27 years of Duckpin experience.
One, 2. Ball a little to the right of the 3-pin. Fortunate to get a break here. Let's see if he can take advantage. Over adjusted, Mike.
John did well in the head-to-head, Joe. He was 4-1. Lost out to the eventual winner of his division, Bill Honeycutt, just by pinfall. So, I mean, very well could have, with another mark or a few pins here or there, could have found himself in the top 5 in terms of seeding.
I'll tell you that I think that happened up and down the ladder. If you look, Mike, a lot of 4-1s, 3-2s, and the pinfall was very bunched in the finals here today. But it's sort of important to get out of the gate. This is a different ball game. First time on TV, bowling someone that you know knows how to win, knows how to post pretty good-sized scores, and you just can't make mistakes against the quality of Ken Palmer.
Here's a good look at John Supinski. First time we've had him on Duckpin Magic. Slid it up to the right side.
2 mistakes early in the game. Plenty of time to overcome them.
Tough spot to be in as...
Well, more so in the head-to-head situation, Mike, than the 2 mistakes and 20 in the second frame is that you're feeding Kenny Palmer, and Kenny really doesn't need fed. He's up there with a purpose, and again, you watch, he has a nice routine, and I'm sure he's going through his mental checklist. Drove 7 off, up on the head pin a little tight, 2-4-7 remaining.
Look at the winner of this match moving on to take on Wes Hamner of Richmond, Virginia, and Wes was beaten by Kenny by 1 pin. Now that 1 pin cost Wes the difference between his 7th seed and quite possibly winning his division, which would have put him as high as 2nd seed. So
that's what I'm saying.
A lot of competitive situations in the bowling, even in the qualifying. A lot of scoring was bunched throughout.
Things turn around 1 ball. I mean, we watched it in every division today. It really was close. You can tell when the spectators are moving around. It's like they're trying to see who's going to be in from this division. And of course, 5 divisions, 5 division winners, 5 second place, and then the 3 from the 3rd place finishes.
Now you can tell when Kenny Palmer is sort of targeted, locked in. He's you can just see it in his eyes. He's got that.
He's not quite in the saddle, but he's sort of feeling his way right now. If you remember in the 10th frame, he had a strike in the 9th last game against Donnie, and he has that ability to throw the ball a little hard. I call it the set shot. You know what you need, and you just feel it in you. And I mean, he set it in there. It could have very well been a double.
Nice ball,
good ball,
John. Yeah, got the 8 pin to get kicked out late. Leaves the 7. Now we saw him miss the 10 pin on the other side. Let's see if he can come back and pick up the 7 pin a little bit easier.
This is a must. No professional duckpin bowler wants to miss 3 shots in a row. And I'm telling you, when the lights are on under this situation, well, we've all been through it, and what he needs to do is catch a strike. And, he's had the misfortune of having a spare shot in the middle of the lane, then he went to the far right, and then to the far left. So he really hasn't thrown, other than the first ball, or had to throw 2 balls in the same place. See if he can get started here. Frame 4. There we go.
Hey, there's that strike you were talking about, Joe. Well, we know John can put the pins up on the board in the his very first Pro Tour ever. That was at White Oak Lanes. He was 3rd high qualifier. He was only one of 3 guys over 1,300 for 8 games in qualifying. And as you take a look at that last strike.
There you see, and that's caused by the good knee bend. Another one of the young guys that can still get down good and low, Mike.
I can get down good and low. It's just getting back up that's the problem.
Seven and a 5.79 standing. 45-30 after 3 frames. Of course, John Supinski with the strike up. Quite a weapon, the strike. The opportunity for a double, and it...
Nice shot. Kenny Palmer picks up the mark there.
It puts the opponent's fire out when a guy does this. See how low even Kenny... and the spin on the ball, he really caught almost... I didn't get excited because I didn't think he caught it thin enough to slide it, but it, like a pool ball with English, he kicked it over.
Once again, Kenny Palmer on lane 61 and 62 here at the Greenway Bowl East. That in itself is unusual to say when you're in a duckpin center, Joe.
The only opportunity you have to say it, Mike. There's still 6 lanes to the right. It really allows us to do a lot of things here with the Pro Tour, holding the combined event, not having to hold extra shifts, and fitting it all in. Kenny did not like that ball.
Nope, let that one get away a little bit. So we're approaching the midway point of this match. Kenny Palmer and John Supinski, the winner taking on Wes Hamner moments from now in Duckpin Magic. So John Supinski steps in. He's got the strike in the 4th and has an opportunity to make a move in this match.
John bowls out of Glenmont Lanes outside Washington, D.C., one of our duckpin bowling proprietor members. Little basket, 2, 4, 5, and 8. Very makeable, not seen too often with today's scoring conditions, Mike. Normally you get a little unlucky and take the front out of that.
Got it.
Mentally, you have to tell yourself, I'm back in this game. I just threw sort of a weak ball, left the basket. Then I think he thought he knocked the middle out of it. You saw him throw his arms up and wound up with a spare. So on paper, it looks like a strike with a strong 9. And if you can put that mentally in your head, this is a big ball. It's an opportunity to turn this thing around. And he's back in the game.
Big fill here, and things turn around. John Supinski.
A little tough luck there. He had pins in around both the 5 and the 7. Didn't catch either one, but 72-68, 5-7. I'd say it's probably 40%er you make this, especially with his little hook. He can catch it right. He must have knew he missed it from the time he let it go, Mike. I thought it was pretty close.
Yeah, just wanted to get it moving in that direction, and he had it going that way if he had been able to just catch a little bit of the pin. So an open frame, and let's see if Kenny Palmer can step in the 6th and take advantage of this, as John Supinski has closed the gap. We'll see it the same way going the other way now. 5-10 instead of the 5-7.
Almost identical action. A little tougher shot for the right-hand bowler, Mike. With the angle Kenny uses pretty much from the right side of the approach, you really, you can't get behind the 5. I mean, not that he can't make it, but it's I'd say the percentages are a little tougher. He'd rather shoot the 5-7. I'd rather shoot a single, but
Nice shot.
I'll get even, Kenny.
See how he stays down on the ball. Look at that shot.
That's his second split. He made the 5-7-9. Here you see the 5-10, and that's what makes you a winner in head-to-head matches. You just keep the pressure on.
I think your opponent has a problem sitting on the sideline saying, I just missed a couple of singles. This guy's converted a couple of splits, and, you know, so maybe this isn't my day.
You do start thinking that way, Mike. It's the mental training. It's impossible not to see those things. It's not only is Kenny beating me, making these shots, and I'm hurting myself. So he's back. He's down 14. Is John Kenny 90 to 76 through 6, and he almost made. That's identical to the 5-7. Of course, it's a 6-8, but we've just moved it to the right. Not a shot that we shoot that often. That's a strange leave after the first ball. 99 for Kenny through 7.
So John Supinski will step back in. Married, has 2 children out of Silver Spring, Maryland. Done pretty well for himself first year on the Pro Tour.
He has to feel good about it. And I think it's important for first time out to qualify a couple times. You have to, it's got to help your confidence. You know, you're going out into a strange world wondering just where do I rank with these guys, and he found out. He put his name on, and it's first year, third tour, and already we know how to pronounce it. We know who he is, like he's been around forever. Pushed the 1-2, caught the head pin full, and the 2 fell in front of the 4.
He'll count 9.
Big frame, 8th frame, he's down 14 pins, Mike. At this point, you really, I think in this type of match, and John will be bowling the 9th and 10th frames and finishing the game first. The 8th frame really becomes his setup frame at this point. He's adjusting. He's just never gotten comfortable. Hung a couple balls this game to the right side, and there sort of guarded against letting it hang out and pulled it left. Tell you, it's very possible we could see a repeat here if they keep giving Kenny this type of victory, even though 151 to 145, the game really wasn't that close. He had sort of closed Don Dove out and Don threw a double in the 10th to get to 145. 8th frame, Kenny Palmer.
That's a tough leave for anybody.
Well, exactly. It's the 7-8, 7-9, 10, I'm sorry. But if you watch, Kenny's really putting the ball on the lane real early. Kenny never really gets it out. He's smooth, but he's got it on the floor right at the foul line. And I think that's why you're seeing
taking some of the revolutions off the
he
ball.
shot quite a few splits, and just kind of running out. It's not at its maximum turns when it impacts the head pin. 107.93, and still a comfortable lead.
You know, the match is still up for grabs at this point as Kenny Palmer and John Supinski.
John's only
battle
2
out.
marks away, Mike, and Kenny just does not want to sit down having, you know, this is his 5th frame. He was open in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And here again, he's shooting similar to the 5-7, same distance apart, the 3-pin in row 2, of course, and then the 4-pin in the 3rd row. I tell you, you take the 2 splits that Kenny made away, and it's an even game. Almost rather miss the pin on the right than hit it on the nose in that situation. Well, we're to that. You know, John can jump up and steal this game away, Mike.
Yep, a couple of marks here. He's certainly got the window of opportunity at this point of the match to step in and take it over.
He can put Kenny on a mark without throwing a double. 2 spares with counts, and Kenny's going to have to make a mark. And I think that it's a real pump up for John. You know, you're supposed to be out of this game. You're supposed to be, you know, have 1 shoe changed by now.
And slide off to the right side, as you saw. Still got an opportunity for the mark, though. I think that's what he's going to be thinking at this point. At the time, it's not the greatest shot in the world, but I got an opportunity to put a mark on the board and to even have a chance. He's got to get one here. Slide off right into the head pin.
When he throws his natural stroke, the ball seems to want to slide across the lanes, and it's just lacking just a little execution. And with the, like I said, Mike, this is first time, and with the lights and the added pressure, a little tough. And we know he can put scores up, like you mentioned. First year on tour, 2 qualifying out of 3. I mean, some guys go 2 years before they qualify twice. And he still has a shot. If he could throw a strike here, not going to be. Fair and strike gives him 122, and Kenny would need 6. It's 10 games in a row at Greenway East. How did he do in his semifinals, you say, or in the qualifying finals? 3 and 2. So he has lost. Here we see a spare for John. Last ball. 112 plus this. Now hold your head up, John. You came a lot further than 170-some, 180 other bowlers.
It's going to make Kenny work to try to beat him here.
He needs 5.
Yep. John Supinski gets a nice round of applause from the folks here at the Greenway Bowl East in Baltimore, Maryland.
Kenny will be trying to make a little correction. Let's see if he gets his ball out on the lane a little bit. He knows he's been very fortunate this game. Yep.
Well, I think he's got enough, but just barely.
He's going to go into his next match with a little, I'd say he has to be a little concerned about what's going on. Sure. 4 spares, 2 of the spares were splits, Mike. I think he knows if he bowls another game similar to this game, he won't be back. Shooting for 10, 126 plus 1 of these, 126 to 121.
Kenny Palmer wins it. He'll take on Wes Hamner. You'll see it on Duckpin Magic after this.